Yo, what up YouTube? It's your boy, Alec FPS here with another Path of Exile 2 video. Today we're going to be testing changes to Hilda. So Hilda is one of the Atlas Masters. Recently the developers talked about this ancient inscriptions was previously bugged. And they adjusted the percentage to down to 8%. I believe it was previously like 20 to 25. So hopefully it's actually fixed because we've invested a little bit into this project. If it's not fixed, we'll be pretty sad at the end. But yeah, so let's get into it and talk about what we're doing. So ancient inscriptions, as you saw, 8 increased effect of explicit modifiers on tablets for each type of tablet affecting the map area. So we are going to be running 4 different tablets on city maps. So a very common juicing strategy is running these city maps. I also will be traveling just with 3x delirium tablets, looking for some grand meters to project onto these city maps and then running them. So I'm going to run 25 maps with these tablets. So a little bit about the tablet setup. So I got my image again for you guys. I've crossed through the least important line of the tablet, so basically each one has 3 modifiers. So the Abyss tablet, Abyss increased monsters, more rares, number of rare monsters, effectiveness. These are radiated tablets, 2 additional random modifiers can make your maps really hard. But it adds good juice to the maps. Monster rarity of items, effectiveness, quantity of items dropped by the map boss, and then the delirium tablet, just unique boss spawn, effectiveness, and number of rare monsters. So hopefully we're seeing a ton of rare monsters. Hopefully 32% increased effect of those modifiers is really good. I'll quickly hover over all of these for our maps. This is just an example. We're going to be looking at running 8 mod maps. So I have 25 of these. I've rolled almost every single one myself, but just for the purposes of pricing out the maps in the video, I went and searched and we're finding a lot for 45 exalts. So if we look here, I have all of my 8 mod maps here. So yeah, something like this. It's gonna be pretty difficult, but yeah, so we're gonna be running 8 mod maps on the city layouts using Hilda. So like I said, ancient inscriptions, primary purpose of this testing, and I'm taking Mighty Prey, breeding season, and patient POE2, however you say that, I have no idea. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the setup, and then just very quickly, the investments. So today is the 11th. I'm starting this project. 137 exalts to a divine, 11 exalts to a chaos. Here I priced out the thing. So the irradiated tablets, these here were very expensive. So I was able to snipe one with the 2 additional modifiers for 2 divs. And then these 2 I actually bought here. They had map has 1 additional modifier, and I just divined them up. So if we look at the notepad again, that's why you kind of see this value here. So I used 3 divs to get these up. So I technically saved 1 divine, but you can buy it for 4 if you want. Yeah, the delirium tablet's a little bit cheaper. Abyss tablets obviously pretty expensive, and then the overseer tablets were really cheap. And then 25 white stones, so roughly 25 divs invested. So yeah, let's get into it, get the setup going, run the maps, and let's take a look at the loot. Yo, we are back. Just finished the last map here, 25th one. The quad tab. We'll sort through this, price it out, and go through the results. All right, we're back here. Sorted through all of the loot. Let's kind of talk about what we got and my thoughts on Hilda, how good she is as an Atlas Master. A lot of raw X, some greater X, chaos, 36 raw divs and 25 maps. 4 Heart of the Wells, 22 Echoes, Ancient Jawbone, 3 Omen of Lights, some Balls, 2 ritual tablets, 1 gram project, 1 visions, some splinters, oil, random stuff. Obviously there was a lot more stuff, some stuff to craft on. 2 exceptional bases we included. This is worth like 2 divs. The stalking bracers, and this was like 25x or something. Then I include this stone ring. But yeah, you can see here, I went through and calculated all the numbers. I used the same ratio of Exalt to Divine as when I did my initial investment. So 137x to a div, even though right now I think we're a little bit closer to 130x to a div, which is nice. Yes, I'm not going to read through all of these things. Obviously, a lot of our profit came from raw divs and these lights, Ancient Jawbone. Both of these tablets are doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Yeah, some splinters, but let's talk about here. Summing up everything, 15,240 exalts. You remember we invested 34 exalts, so 11,806 exalt profit. So yeah, we made 86.2 divs. I did time 5 of the maps because that was a question I got last time. So we're looking here. This was the time of 5, so I just added those up and then multiplied that. 5, 2.6 hours, you know, call it anywhere 2.5 to 3. You know, I don't really like doing this, but this is something some folks were asking from the last video. You know, 32 divs an hour. If you're just looking at the city maps and the loot you're getting from there, but obviously, you know, that's not real because you have to path between them. Yeah, in any scenario, you're pathing to these areas to get 4 tablets. It kind of feels like overlapping towers all over again. You know, 0.1 and 0.2. I don't know how they didn't see this happening. But yeah, it is what it is. So overall, you know, I think Hilda is really good. Obviously, you want to use 4 different tablets to have 32% explicit modifier effect. But yeah, I don't think Jado's dead. I think Jado's still really good. I just think you know, partial translations. You know, when you hit that 40%, it will feel really good, but you're never gonna get the double proc again. So yeah, overall, I think they're all pretty comparable. You know, I use Doriani a lot for traveling, just to be able to you know, have the hidden patterns get somewhere closer. But yeah, not much else to say. Just, you know, some data for you guys to consider. You know, which Atlas Master you want to run. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you. Have a good day.